So this is a presentation on topic 7, which is balance of payments. So it's the second topic in our our overall 4 topics for international economics. So topic 6 was globalization. This one is balance of payments. Balance of payments measures our record of trade and inflows and outflows of money internationally. So we're comparing, in effect, our imports and our exports. When we measure how successfully we're doing, we have to consider the current account and we have to consider the capital account. So the sum over these two accounts measures how successful our balance of payments is. There are 4 components to the current account. We have trading goods, we have trade in services, we have net factor income, and we have current transfers. Let's very quickly talk about these 4 different components and what they mean then. So trading goods. This measures our imports of goods against our exports of goods. Overall, the UK has got a deficit in goods. So we import far more goods than we export. So we've got a trade deficit in goods. So the value of imports exceeds the value of exports. Services. So we're looking here at things like financial services, tourism. So we're looking at non-tangible things that you can't hold in your hand. We're looking here at our import of services against our export of services. In this part of the current account, the UK has got a surplus. Net factor income from abroad. We're looking here at profits we extract out of foreign countries against the profits extracted out of our country by foreign businesses operating in Britain. So let's take an example. If Vodafone, British company, operates in India, let's say, the profits they make in India will come back to the UK. So that will be an inflow of money on our current account. If we have an American organisation, let's say we're looking at McDonald's, the profits they make from their stores in the UK will be extracted back to the shareholders in America. So overall, the UK here has a positive. So we bring more money to the UK for this part of the current account than we lose. Current transfers. We're looking here at things like international aid. So we're looking here, because Britain's a wealthy country, foreign governments don't need to invest in Britain because we're already a developed nation, but we as a developed nation have got responsibility to help out developing countries. So if we transfer money to Africa to help develop water supply or food shortages or housing conditions, develop infrastructure in Iraq and Afghanistan at the moment because the war's there, then that is a current transfer. And overall, on this one, the UK has got a deficit. Overall, then, we can see we've got 2 positives and 2 negatives. Overall, the UK has got a deficit. That's because the 2 positives, so the services and net factor income from abroad, are smaller than the 2 losses. The big problem for the UK is trading goods. Why have we got such a big deficit? Well, we'll look at that in a minute, but let's move on to the capital account first of all. Now, the capital account measures inflows and outflows of money. So it measures the record of money coming in against money coming out. Money coming in or out, come to think about that, can be short-term and long-term. The most common short-term is hot money. So short-term is money that's invested for less than a year, then it's pulled out again. Hot money is where investors take advantage normally of interest rates and or expected exchange rate changes. So this is very much a short-term investment, normally for less than a year. Well, it has to be less than a year for it to be a short-term investment. Let me give you an example of this. If you're an American citizen with a lot pot of money, let's say £10 million sat in the bank, well $10 million to keep it simple. If the interest rates in America are currently at 4%, this £10 million over the course of the year will yield roughly, well, 10% will be 1 million, so it'd be $400,000. That would be the profit on them savings. If, however, in the UK with interest rates of 6%, this would yield a return of $600,000. So this American citizen would inflow money into the UK economy because they can make more profit on their savings than they can in their own country. So that will only be a short-term investment. As soon as interest rates start to go up elsewhere or fall in the UK, that money will be extracted again. Exchange rate changes. Let's imagine we have our same American citizen. £1 equal to $1. We know this citizen's got $10 million to invest. If this citizen invests this in Britain, puts them into a British bank, their $10 million will become £10 million at the current exchange rate. But let's imagine now over the course of the next year, a pound appreciates to £1 equals $2. If the American citizen after this time was to transfer his money back to America, his £10 million would become $20 million. So the American's $10 million investment has become $20 million just because of the changing exchange rates. So again, it's short term. As soon as the UK pound starts to depreciate again, the American would pull his money out of the British economy. Short-term investments tend to be no real help to the country. If anything, they can unstabilise the country, which we'll look at when we look at exchange rates. If we were looking more at long-term investments, we're looking at portfolio investment, so buying shares in companies, and we're also looking at foreign direct investment. So Britain's a very good place to do business, so lots of foreign firms want to base themselves in the UK. So overall, the UK has got a surplus on the capital account. So the losses that we make on the current account at the moment are wiped out by surplus on the capital account. Now, if Britain wanted to improve, then I think trading goods has to improve. So we have to get better at making goods. Our big success story over recent years has been services. The UK financial sector, based in London, is the largest in the world. More money pours through London than any other country across the world. So London, in effect, is the financial capital of the world. Huge success story for Britain. Why is it so successful? Why London? Because when we look at the makeup of the financial sector of London, it includes lots of foreign banks. So why do so many foreign banks want to base themselves in the UK? One reason, the UK is very open to foreign investment. We've got very open markets, what we call market liberalisation. This attracts lots of investment because it's very easy to set up in the UK. Other reasons, it's the location. The two big global markets apart from Europe are North America and especially towards China and Japan in Asia. London is in the middle of all these financial centres. So it means that time differences are limited because it's in the middle between these two countries, or these two areas, should I say. Other reason, English is the international language. So therefore, there can't be a better location than to locate in the home of English, so our country. So that's another reason why they come here. What benefits does it offer us? It's a quarter of London's GDP. So all these people at the moment talking about, well, maybe we should look to cut bankers' profits and interests. You think, well, hang on, if we do that, will these banks go elsewhere? If they do, we lose a quarter of London's income. It employs 1 million people in our country. 1 million people, so a heck of a big chunk of the workforce. 10% of our exports are financial services. So it just shows how important the financial sector is to the success of our services, but overall to our current account as well, because what services do, they reduce the overall deficit created by trading goods.